Programs Coordinator with the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. Filling in for Karen today because she's out on vacation. And today I have with me Ellen Albright. She is the Director of Workforce Development here at the Chamber. And even though I've only been here a couple months, she's become my pal. And I am just going to ask her what she does. You've been here for so long, I feel, and you've done so much with the Chamber, so many amazing things, and now you're the Director of Workforce Development. How'd you get there?
It's been a road. It's been a path. In fact, I actually got lost from the 4th floor down to the 3rd floor. So new building, new world here. So I started about 4.5 years ago. I actually came in a communications role, and then when the workforce development opportunity became available, I had already had an interest in that field and a background in it, so I threw my hat in the ring, and fortunately I was able to transition into this role in the past 1.5 years. So we're kind of full throttle looking at our strategy and looking where we're going and how we can support our employers and do the best work that we can for them in trying to fulfill both their immediate and their long-term workforce needs.
And I feel like you have been pretty present in the community to really talk about these topics, but for those that maybe are watching that haven't heard kind of what you're doing in the next year or what you've been working on, you want to give a brief overview of some of the things?
Yeah, so it really breaks down into 3, I would call them buckets, but what we do here in-house programmatically is we serve our K through 12 the full spectrum and all of our 18 school districts. And so how we are able to reach them is through a number of different programs that we actually offer and provide in-house. And so 2 of those programs that we've been doing for a few years now are focused solely on Reading School District and within Reading Intermediate and Reading High School. And those programs are really meant to help our, I believe it's 8th grade through seniors at different touch points in deciding their career pathway, helping them to build the basic skill sets they'll need to be employable. We work with our employers to identify those skills, as those are always changing, but really what it boils down to is having the soft skills and sort of just the critical thinking and the communication skills and just the preparedness to enter the workforce. And so we do a program called Career Prep. That is for 11th and 12th grade students, and in that program, in a nutshell, we take volunteers in the wintertime, and they teach a curriculum that we provide. There's about 40-some volunteers from the business community that go into the classroom, and they help these students kind of work through what are those skills they'll need, what are some of the bigger employers in the community, what are the jobs available within those companies, because for some of the students, they just don't know or have the access or the information to really figure out what those different opportunities are.
And I can believe that, because you've offered volunteer opportunities within the Reading School District, and even though I only present a PowerPoint over a class period, some of the kids don't know that we have these humongous companies here, what they can go and do. And
even explaining what you do to them, for some of these students, I'm sure they have an interest or not even an awareness of what it is that you do within your role in your job. And, so I think the exposure to the volunteers is really great, and then the added curriculum that you're able to provide then helps to balance out what you're being able to offer them in a 45-minute class period. And so we try to have those students, if interested, follow up with the volunteers. Some of them have taken advantage of that and just kind of ask, hey, could you look at my resume in the future, or would I be willing to job shadow with you if they really have an interest in that career path? And like I said, for some of them, that is an opportunity they take advantage of. I think one year I went into the classroom and a student reached out. I certainly don't have any experience in it, but they were hoping to be a marine biologist, and so they wanted us to hook them up with someone that they could learn from, and we ended up finding an opportunity through one of our colleges to be able to get them some additional exposure. So it's experiences like that I think we as the business community can take an hour out of your day and go into a classroom and really help frame or shape a student's impact in the future planning. So it's a really neat program. And then so that's in the winter, and then in the spring for 11th and 12th graders as well, we host a career resource fair. And I don't like to call it just a job fair, because for some of these students, they will just graduate and go on to work. But for some of them, they need just simple resources, whether it be an Olivet Boys and Girls Club or the Literacy Council, And then there's, of course, colleges there, but they represent the scope. So it's not just a 4-year college. There's 2-year colleges, there's trade schools, so that we're really representing all of the opportunities these students have as they move forward into their futures. So it's a really comprehensive program.
What is your background, where when you took this opportunity, you said it really matched up with what you had done in the past or what you were very interested in? What brought you to feel this way and be so passionate about helping kids in the community? And
sort of the perfect storm. So when I graduated from Westchester, I graduated with a communications degree, and I had no idea what the next step was, and I promised myself and everyone I talked to that I would never come back to Berks County. And that's where my first job opportunity actually landed me, back in Berks County, actually at the Canal Street Pub building. So I worked for Junior Achievement for 4 years as their program director. And Junior Achievement promotes financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and workforce readiness. So I was working with all of our districts and a lot of business volunteers and a lot of our local business community here to help build those skills, again, using curriculum that really paired well with what the students were already learning in school, but adding that extra layer of financial literacy. And for so many of our kids, no matter what district you go into, they just don't have that basic awareness. And so it was really impactful, and not to mention teaching entrepreneurship and helping students understand what social enterprise is and what opportunities they have. I think that was really impactful, especially for our volunteers that were entrepreneurs. They could kind of impart that and keep that spirit of entrepreneurism going. So
it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And you never, sometimes you want to be this sole business owner and you want to be an entrepreneur, and other times it kind of happens organically and you're like, where am I going? What am I doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's great to get that information out there at a younger age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Opens up all the avenues for their minds to start wandering to figure out what they want to do.
Really broke down some of those barriers that they thought they might have, and then they can kind of see how that could evolve into a career and into a lifelong, not just a job for them, but to fulfill their passion, which is something that I feel a lot of kids, if they don't already know or have an idea of what they want to get into, they do what they think they should do. And so we want to get away from that and make sure we're pairing students with opportunities that really match their passions and their skill sets. And that is not one size fits all anymore.
No, it's not.
In fact, for a lot of our employers, we're finding that some of the most hot jobs right now are in manufacturing, they're in healthcare, they're in construction. So not all of those jobs require a 4-year degree. So we need to have that conversation, not just with the students, but also with the parents and with the educators, to help them understand that what is available in our community, good paying jobs, great opportunities to kind of rise within the company, are not necessarily that traditional path. And so we really are trying to be that bridge to help gap with that information.
So you didn't want to come back to Berks County.
Yeah.
And here you are doing amazing things, and you're never going to leave, right?
I'm here for the long haul. Yeah, so I think that's another great thing that we're doing as not just the individual, that, we all feel really passionate about where we live, where we work, where we play, but that's also now become a really important area of focus within workforce development, is this talent attraction and talent retainment. So keeping the talent that's here, and then making sure that we're attracting from a regional perspective those that are either just graduating, maybe they want to start a family, maybe they're at different areas within their career, or different levels, or for whatever reason they're looking at Berks County. We want to make sure we have all of the resources to attract those people. We have big companies like Enersys, they just opened this huge research and development, component of their company, and they're looking for talent, and they want to bring talent here. So they come to us and look for solutions to be able to do that, and to be able to be competitive with other regions and other companies within the area. So we are really trying to be that and make sure that we showcase everything we have here in Berks County.
And I think that people don't know what they don't know. So really spreading the word about what we have going on here to live, work, and play. This is such a fun place. We're not just cows and fields and Berks County.
Pretzels.
Yeah, we are so many more things, from small business to large business. We have great women's network. We have great volunteer opportunities. And I know that you volunteer and are on the board of some, you're not super busy, right? You just kind of jam pack your schedule full of things to help the community at large. St. Ellen over here.
Only in my spare time, of which there's little. But I think that too is a huge element for a lot of young professionals that, we may not have the financial ability to contribute, but we can certainly use our time and talent to help build our community up. And so I think it's a big message for a lot of us that, there are so many boards and committees, not only within the chamber, but within many of our organizations in the community to help lift this community up. And what better thing to do in your spare time than to volunteer your time and get involved.
Well, I 100% agree with you, and I am just so thrilled to work with you and get to know you on a different level.
We do this every week.
Yeah, and just, we have so many talented, smart, strong people that work for the chamber, and you are 100% one of them.
Thank you.
And I think that the work that you're doing is amazing, and it's going to be really impactful for now, the future. So I say just keep on keeping on, because what you're doing these things are amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we're at a great place where we're really able to blend and be unique in the way we present our services. So there is just something that we can be doing for everyone, be it the individual or a large company. So it's a good time to be a part of GRCA.
Yeah, so if you need something workforce development wise, trying to figure out that next wave, Ellen Albright.
Can't make the phone symbol. There we go.
But thanks for being here, and I'll see you around the building.
Thank you.